Hello, viewers. Welcome to the show. To me, self-esteem is an opinion of myself, what I think of myself, what I feel about myself. I have an amazing guest who will be sharing her story with us on the same. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Briefly introduce yourself.
Hi viewers, my name is Evelyn Wanja. I am a communications expert. Yeah, and today I'm Linda's guest. Thank you for having me in the Deep for Deep show.
You're welcome. Thank you too for coming. So tell us your story. Self-esteem, manenos.
Self-esteem is, to me, it's a wide thing. It's I don't know, it's lack of belief in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's you don't think you can do a lot of things. So to me, self-esteem is more of not believing in yourself, not believing in your capabilities, not believing in who you are, which can really be an issue in you trying to really get to where you want to be or where God wants you to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever had esteem issues?
Yeah, a lot. I think everyone faces that. My view.
Yeah, I've ever too. Story for another day. So when did you start having esteem issues?
So I think I had esteem issues from way back, but I came to the realization of that some time ago. Really taking time to study and look at myself and address some issues in my life is what has made me notice the esteem issues that I had over time. So I think my esteem issues started way back since when I was a child. But then right now is when I am addressing some of the nitty-gritties about esteem issues.
Like right now, at the age you are?
Yeah, the age I am.
Okay.
Actually, maybe I'll say as recent as this year, as recent as last month, as recent as maybe yesterday, you kind of notice things that trigger you, and you have to address them for your esteem to be high, which is needful to do. Yeah.
All right. So why have you been having esteem issues?
Esteem issues goes way back to being a child. Maybe I'll share about myself.
Yes.
Now that I'm here. It goes back to you trying to tell someone something and you're shut down.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not saying anything important. As non-important as my issue is, everyone loves to be heard. Even kids love to be heard. So nikiwa mtoi and I'm trying to say something, well, maybe my dad will see this. Maybe you're trying to address something, but it's not the right time. He's watching news. He wants to concentrate and see what are the issues that are happening. And you're told, ngoja kidogo. You know, such instances will make you shun when you want to talk. You want to check, is it the right time for me to say something? Is it the right time to talk? And over time I've noticed, just talk your heart either way. So most times unapata mtu ako suppressed such that you can't address the issues that are eating you or the issues you see at hand that could help someone. So such instances ndo zinafanya you shut down. Yeah.
What else other than that?
Other than that, school.
Okay, what happened in school?
School experiences with teachers. Like right now, I have come to the realization of, I don't know my take, but it's like they don't encourage learning. It's like there's a basic thing you're supposed to learn. So anytime you're trying to be creative about something, it's not encouraged in this learning. I don't know about CBC, but in our era, GHC, it's like that was not really encouraged. There are specific answers that you're supposed to give, and if it's not this answer, you're not right.
Then you're not right.
And if it's not that answer, then you fail. And then the issue of education being handled in a way that you have to be number one. You have to get certain marks for you to go to certain schools. Kama haujenda national school, what were you doing? Kwani huko unasoma vizuri? Or such issues. Those two small things are the ones that really affected my self-esteem. And for me, especially, it became too much in high school. High school was a nightmare that I'm addressing to date. I don't know whether nightmare is a strong word, but I have really had to relive those moments for me to address them and move on, and now address things from a point of understanding, which is the best way to do when it comes to esteem issues.
Okay, let's talk about the teachers. Did they say some things that made you feel some kind of way, made you feel like you are not good enough, or made you feel like you are less of a person? You know, sometimes teachers can make some comments kama pale hivyo class tuseme ushikanishi chemistry or mathematics, and then they're like, we ni mjinga, you know, such a statement, and it does hit a lot. So did the teachers say something that made you feel some kind of way?
Maybe for me it's not about what they said, or rather the behavior around them.
Okay.
The behavior around everything is what made me notice that I was still hurting, especially from my high school moments. For one, I went to a school that I didn't want to go to. So, I don't know, that made me somehow resistant to the environment that I was acclimatizing to. So, umeenda shule, everyone is excited that you have gone to this good school.
Yes.
And yourself, you're not excited because there's somewhere you wanted to be, just because maybe the society or the people around you had made you feel this is the place where, you know, it's like champions are made here. So I was targeting here, but I got here. I came to the middle end, and you have to live with it. And the school was a neighboring school. And from the interactions, ungesikia to people making comments, at school, it is uko watu is very strict, wanakaziwa, and nobody wants that as a teenager. So I wanted a little bit of freedom, and I felt, this is not the school for me. But then, I scored good marks, according to people, according to myself, I think, yes. So I went to that school, and the fact that I didn't want to be there was also an issue. So, I don't know, it's like I was having some aggressive behaviors. You know, when it's like you're feeling like you're not being heard, this is not where I wanted to go. So when no one is hearing you, you start getting some aggressive behaviors, maybe for them to hear you in the end. And I started performing poorly. It led to me going for suspension in Form 1. And I'm like, come on. And then people in your family telling you, umeenda suspension Form 1. Unajua hii familia ya Kiari hakuna mtu ameenda suspension. Sasa wewe Form 1. You know, they think Form 1 are these innocent people. I remember my deputy telling me one time, wewe na vile uso yako inakaa innocent. Unakujanga kwa ofisi yangu kufanya nini? Yeah, so it was how the teachers behaved around me. I felt not understood. I felt like no one is giving me a hearsay. So anytime you're on the wrong, people want to pinpoint you're wrong to this and this. But then that is not maybe the reason why I did that. okay, nimeamka nimechelewa. Umepewa tu punishment and they expect you to change in an instance. You're not addressing the root cause of kwa nini nimeamka nimechelewa. I used to be a victim of that. Gosh. Kuamka umechelewa. And me, I'm not a morning person by the way, but at night I am able to do amazing things at night. I am able to think well at night. Sasa mimi umenilazimisha kwenda morning preps. There is a day I actually snored in class in the morning preps. So such issues, the actions around that maybe is what I'll say I got from my teachers. Maybe it's not what they said. Although one at some point called me a thief. I have never forgotten that. Okay. I know. I don't know why I have never forgotten that and gotten over it. Labda siku moja tutakutana and I will relive the moment. Yeah. So.
Wow, so you feeling like you are not being heard, going to a school that you do not want. Okay, wow. All right, we'll take a short break and then we'll be back for more. Welcome back. Now, before we went for a break, Eve was telling us how the self-esteem issues started, her not being heard, going to school that she doesn't love. Eve, did you talk to your dad about it? Like the way you felt, like him not hearing you
out? I'll say yes and somehow no, because we really never had a proper sitting of discussing what is really eating you up. So in the end, as I said earlier, I just had aggressive behaviors zenye zinafaa kuonyesha guys I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So napatanga, especially with kids, ukiona you're not being heard or something of the sort, you'll just start doing some behaviors that will make people do what you want.
Yeah.
But then also looking at it from my view right now, was that even the approach to use? Come on. Did we have an avenue to talk? Did I ever approach my dad and told him, I want us to really talk about this? Sijui kama niseme in the African setup or something, that there is no that space or that environment for you to maybe approach your dad with a seriousness kidogo and talk your issues. I also didn't know what was happening to me back then. If I was more aware of really what is happening, maybe I'd have addressed it better. If it was the me right now facing the issues back then, I'd have addressed them better and have a sitting and talk. Right now, we have conversations.
Okay. Now that you've realized that was one of the causes for your esteem, do you feel like you need to talk to him about it? Do you feel like he needs to know? Okay, hata kama hiyo time ilipita.
I think we have talked about it, but not into depth. Because most of these issues, you can't address all of them at once.
Yeah.
My friend, some of these things, you relieve them as days go by, because something will happen and then it will remind you, by the way, this is triggered by this that happened these years ago. So if I'll say it is a journey for me to constantly relive those moments, especially when some triggers come and they remind me, hapa ndio ilitoka. Maybe you need to address it from there for you to be okay and for you to, move on, some sort of that.
Okay.
But I have talked to my uncle. There's a day we really talked with my uncle in depth, and he was telling me, you need to relive those moments. I never knew the meaning of those words back then because I was still bitter. I think the wound was quite fresh. So akiniambia I need to relive those times. Maybe I need to visit the place. I think I've gone back there once. Even my certificate seemingly in there, luckily. But I'm so glad seemingly in there. So telling me that I need to relive those times but they are painful. It is still hurting. But as hurting as it is, reliving those times and addressing it from that point is what helps you address those issues.
And you know what? He was right, because the only way you're going to heal is by feeling the pain. And sometimes you might go back to whatever is causing you the pain. Like, for example, you didn't like the high school you were in. I think you should have gone back there. And then you'll be like, "Mi sijaipenda, but I'm here. You know, I need to get over all this." So yeah, you need to relieve. You relieve, no, you feel poor. And now, what are you doing about it? Okay, do you still have esteem issues?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
For me, I think I'll say esteem issues don't just end with some things. New things come in.
Yeah.
Because adulting, my friend, adulting is something else. Lack of money will somehow make you have some esteem issues. You don't want to hang around people who have a lot of money because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
So what is helping me now is I am more aware such that kitu kaa hii kitendeka, you address it better than you would back then.
Yeah.
I mean, being a child, you don't know how to address those issues. You don't even want to. You don't want the effort. You want the effort to be on the people who are above you, on the people who look after you. So right now, you're on your own. I mean, you're an adult. You need to handle your issues. So as they keep on coming, you keep on addressing them. You keep on checking, imetoka wapi. And now as you address them, you become a better person. You become you.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. You actually become you when you address your esteem issues.
And that's how it's supposed to be. One of the things that I use, one of the method I use, tunakwanga tuna self-esteem issues azishangi, you know, from one thing to another. Kuna zenye ulipitia wakati ulikuwa mtoi na kuna zingine, you know, unaendelea ukigrow. But one of the things that I do every morning when I get up, I look at myself in the mirror, because I had issues. Sometimes I would feel like I'm not good enough, you know, like I'm not worthy of love or worthy of anything. But I would constantly remind myself that I am beauty, I am love, you know, proclaiming those positive vibes kila time. And I try all I can to shut down those negative vibes.
Yeah.
Because when we allow them to get into us, they really mess us up. Yeah. And then something else, you got to love yourself. Exactly. Yeah, you love yourself, because if you do not love yourself, then nobody out there will love you.
Very true.
Yeah, so you need to love yourself. You love yourself, you take care of you. So, Eve, what can you tell people out there that have esteem issues? Because there are so many.
Esteem is a daily work. That's what I'll say. It's intentional when you want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because you have to check and address where am I coming from? And if you don't do that, hizi vitu zitakukula. And especially now when you're an adult, there are, you know, people who have different temperaments and you don't want to share with people. You need to be very intentional, especially kama you are an introvert, to address such issues. You know, extroverts, by the way, you're just living life and enjoying life. But an introvert will keep issues, they will eat them. Unapata tu mtu amekuliwa na vitu, whatever they are trying to do, it affects your performance. One thing with when you have low self-esteem is there are things you don't want to do. You want to be perfect at things. Come on, you can't be perfect. You don't want to make mistakes.
Yeah.
People make mistakes and they learn from them. So kujua hizi vitu inakusaidia now to become a better person. And to me, addressing self-esteem issues is addressing you.
Yeah.
You as a person. Addressing yourself and finding yourself.
Yeah.
Knowing what you love. Knowing what you want in life. Si mtu anakwambia you become this.
Yeah.
You become what. You know, I mean, hata tukiwa wadogo, you wanted to become a pilot. Sijui kidogo wengine wanataka kuwa daktari, but here we are out in the world, we are doing very different things
Yeah.
from even the things we studied.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was really informing our ideas of wanting to become big people. But imagine now you look back and you're like, I love my life.
Yeah.
And you do what you love. The passion in doing what you love, my friend, is like a satisfaction that comes. So when you address these self-esteem issues, you know yourself, you love yourself, you do you. And that is very important.
Okay. A question. Have you tried therapy or going for counseling sessions? Because I feel like they do help at times.
Counseling sessions, officially no. As in sasa talk it out with a counselor. But there's a time I had a counselor friend. And she used to help me in some of these issues. Utasema tu kitu as if you're not saying, but the way she addresses it will help you, and it will help you become a better person. Maybe I'll say counseling for me is having a circle of friends around me, however few, because mi akisijuangi kujifungia kitu, however secretive it may be, there is someone who knows whatever the tiniest secret. So sharing with friends, and friends doesn't mean everyone. I mean, keep your circle small. You don't want your things everywhere, and choosing what you want to share with someone else. So for me, the circle of my friends has really helped, especially in the past year. Having friends is very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So therapy, counseling, or finding that one person to talk to share with. Usijieke, because ukijieke, it's not good.
Yeah, but you know, there are people who face some issues that you don't want your friend to know.
Yeah.
Get a therapist who doesn't even know you, and share it out. Funny enough, there's a relief that comes when you talk.
Yeah.
And you feel like someone is listening to you. And one thing with therapy, or rather with having a counselor that you're talking to, they will want to affirm what you have said. So, do I hear you say? And you're like, yeah. Unaongelesha mtu and they're getting you, and you're like, you're so excited because maybe the people you have talked to now hawaelewi what you're saying.
Yeah.
But so when you talk to this one person, and when they try to re-say the things that you're saying, you're like, this is the person who is getting me. This is what I have been trying to say. And that there is like a healing.
Yeah, it is. Your final remarks on the same?
Final remarks to our viewers. Self-esteem, a daily journey. You, as Linda said, you have to wake up every day, affirm yourself, tell yourself positive stuff, even the negatives, as you learn from them. If you did something wrong and you're telling yourself, by the way, I'll have done this thing better. When it comes from you, you're able to address it better. You're able to be better. You're able to live better. You're able to be you. So address your self-esteem issues and be you. Live you. I don't know. Sijui, I have felt like, especially after the elections, it's like I have a slogan. As a be you and do what you have to get to where you want to be, because nobody cares. I mean, Ruto is at the top. Who would have said that guy would get up there? So do you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Eve, for sharing with us. Esteem issues, it's a lot, but you got to love yourself, appreciate yourself, be energetic about yourself, and you'll be good. It's a journey, but every single day make a step, take one step at a time. And Eve and the viewers, I want you to know that you are beautiful, you are wonderfully and fearfully made by God. You are not an accident, being in this universe. You were created for a purpose. Yeah, thank you for watching. This is Deep for Deep, Golden Egg TV. Subscribe, like, drop a comment, and hit the notification bell. Thank you.